What is up, Facebook Live? I was gonna say Instagram Live. It's been a crazy morning, but thank you guys for tuning in to the latest edition of Random. I know it's been a while. It's been almost a little over a week since my last interview, but I am back better than ever. I hope you guys are doing well this wonderful Saturday morning. I know here in Chicago it's very cold. It's not brisk or anything like that. It's just cold. So it's a lot going on. So I hope you guys again are doing wonderful. This is probably the earliest that I've done an interview, but nonetheless, I am going to bring on, and she's watching right now. Let me see real quick. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. It's been a while and everything, so I am going to go here and everything. So here we go. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Bear with me, guys. All right. What's up, Darren? Thanks for tuning in and everything. Kyle, thanks for tuning in. Yes, I am back at it and everything. So it's a lot going on. Give me 1 second. So, but tell me how you guys, your Saturday's going and everything. Um, so let's see. All right. So, Maggie, if you're on, I just sent you an invite. Just accept it, and we'll get this thing started and everything. So yeah, this is. I don't know if you guys have been doing this two-person Facebook Live broadcast. Is something they've had for quite a few months, but a lot of people, uh, are trying to get used to it. I know they still got to work out the kinks and everything. So, but nonetheless, it is awesome. So, all right. All right, Maggie. Let's see who the topic. Well, I'm right now there, and I am discussing. Uh, I will be interviewing Magdalena Rodriguez. There we go.
Hi.
Sweet. There we go. Told you it took some time to get used to it and everything. Um, Unfortunately for me, I haven't done this in like a week, so I'm kind of slight rusty and everything. So those of you who are watching, this is the owner of Center of Chicago, Center of
Serve
Attention
attention. Yes, Chicago.
business. Her name is Magdalena Rodriguez. I've known her for over 15 years. Damn, it's been that
Yes.
long.
Yes, it
Man,
has. 15
that's
years.
crazy. That's crazy. So thank you for coming on. I know it's real early. This is actually the earliest interview that I've ever done.
Oh, wow. Well, I
So
feel privileged. I'm good. I had my coffee, so I'm ready to go.
nice. You got coffee. I got water right here.
Okay, good.
So Maggie, tell the viewers a little bit about Center of Attention Chicago.
So, Center of Attention is an event planning business, and it's fairly a very wide. spectrum as far as event planning. It can go from starting from the very beginning of an event all the way to planning it to the end of the event. A lot of people are good at planning and, organizing, but I find that the day of the event, these people who work so hard planning and organizing, they don't have, they're not able to enjoy the party because they're the ones trying to make sure everything's in order, everything, the vendors are there on time. So what we do is we can do either or. We can plan from the beginning, like I mentioned, all the way to the end of your event. Contact you with vendors if you don't know. I have vendors who are photographers, DJs. I have someone who does cakes, cookies, anything that you need, backdrops. And then I also do day of coordinating, which means the day of the event, I'm in charge of making sure the vendors are there on time, making sure all your people that are in this event are, organized and everything is running on time. I connect with the DJ, make sure he's playing the right music, and so on and so forth. So it's basically making sure the day, people spend a lot of money, making these big lavish events, and they don't get to enjoy it. So center of attention goes in and kind of like smooths everything out for you.
Awesome, awesome, man. That's a lot going on, but actually that's a good necessity because just to piggyback off what you said, a lot of these people plan these events, and when it gets to the day of the event, it's just like, yo, you actually plan this because it's just so scattered and everything. So you're basically the middle person that's managing the day, the day-to-day I want to say day-to-day operations, the event operations of that
Correct.
day and everything. So that way they can focus on, what they
Having
need to focus
fun,
on.
just
And
enjoying
yeah,
absolutely, just having fun with their day, whatever the event can be. It can be a wedding, a baby shower, retirement party. We do it all. I also, when I first was looking for a name for my business and I chose Center of Attention, my focus was going to be on just creating centerpieces because that's something that I also do.
okay.
I I see these beautiful pieces and I wonder how can I make this, and so that's the challenge that I give myself. And I've always been crafty. I've always enjoyed arts and crafts, making things, coordinating. It's always been something that I've done. It's always been my passion. I remember my first party that I did. I was actually 15 years old when I organized a baby shower for a friend.
Wow.
So it's been a while. It's been a long time coming, and so here I am trying to kick this off. And like I mentioned, it's something that I enjoy doing.
That's awesome. And you know what? I can commend you on taking the step and everything. I remember years ago when I first met you and everything, you were helping out in different weddings and everything and
Yes.
special events. And again, there's people that try to do it, and I'm using that term loosely, but when you did it, there was like a soul behind it. There's just
Yeah.
something when you do something that you're passionate, you're gifted, you're talented, you just have that
It
eye for it. There's
shows.
just
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. It
and
shows.
I
Yes.
re I remember back then, everyone was telling you like, hey, you kind of need to go into business for yourself. Like
Yeah.
this ain't, some dollar store thing. Like, no, this is money right here. But no, I
Yeah.
want to commend you for that because you really were very creative, very detailed, very
Yes.
professional.
Thank you.
Even
Yes.
though whether the wedding had, man, 60 guests, 100 guests, or what have you, it was just the attention to detail that
Yes.
you had and everything. And that's actually really key to be successful and everything. And you actually took my next question. How did you come up with the name,
Well, yeah,
Center of
like I
Attention?
said, it was, my focus again was simply going to be on making centerpieces, but everyone is good at something. Everyone has a skill, everyone has a talent. And so I know, what my skill and my talents are. And part of that is organizing and time management. And so then that's why I decided, you know what, why not just do the whole event planning, as a whole and not just strictly, focus on creating centerpieces for events. But I still like the name Center of Attention because it doesn't matter, because whoever the party, who we're celebrating, they're the center of attention for the day. So it kind of just worked for me, and I kept it that way. And so we'll just see, where it goes from here. I'm excited to announce that I currently have three, booked parties for 2018. And thank you. So I'm just excited to work with people. A little of my background, I've been working in the medical field for 14 years, and I deal with different types of personalities and people from a day-to-day basis. So I kind of got that down packed when it comes to different attitudes, and just trying to how to deal with that. And so I think that will bring, it's a plus. It's an absolute plus for my business to learn how to deal with different characters and personalities.
So would you say with your background, that was somewhat of a prelude to what you're doing now? Because your background, like you said, that you had your background in the medical field and everything, and that's attention to detail.
It
So
is.
that keyword attention
Yes.
has, it's a common theme that I'm hearing, as far as your background and
Yeah.
everything. Was it a prelude where, it just played a vital part in you uh, stepping into
I
this?
wouldn't I wouldn't say no. I actually always loved organizing since I was very little. And like I mentioned, I love putting things together. My dad, he might not remember this, but when I was little, I have three brothers, I'm the only girl. I would have him buy me model cars because I
Ooh,
love the idea of putting things together. And I felt like,
mm,
as a little girl, there wasn't a lot of toys out there at the time where I can say, "Oh, I want to build this. I want to paint this." So I remember having two model cars where I built, and I took my time, and I was young. I was maybe like 8 or 9, and I took my time in painting and making sure that everything was perfect. And so I feel like it's been a long time. I don't think me going into the medical field had to do with, or actually vice versa, going into the medical field had pushed me to go into the event planning business. I think it's something that I've always desired to do, and I waited long enough. I mean, it's never too late to start, right? But I'm glad I took that step in doing so, and here I am today.
that's awesome. I also want to commend you on taking that step of faith. There's a lot of people that have good ideas, but they
Yes,
are, whether it's fear, whether it's intimidation, whether it's um,
that's
their mind, their heart, lack of support, they really don't take that step of faith. But I do commend you on doing that, especially in this day and age and what's going around in our country and everything,
yes,
that you're taking this step to provide a service that people need and everything. So
yes,
that's that.
and it.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. But it goes beyond that. Like, I feel like you mentioned, with everything that's going on in the world today, it's given me like this, like I want to do more, and then
Okay.
together with, simultaneously with me trying, getting this business started. I also want to touch on the fact that there's so many women out there who have so many ideas and are so talented, and yet you said it, fear and our mind is what keeps us and holds us back from moving forward and trying. And I think for many, many, many years, I know, I don't think I know, that's what stopped me from taking this step, was the fact that I was afraid, and the fact that I would see other planning businesses and other women or men, with these nice organizations, and I say, I can't do that. There's no way I
Mm.
can do that. But last year, actually this year, my daughter got married, and I organized her wedding from beginning to end, and I got so much positive feedback from that wedding. And my daughter tells me, you're wasting time. You have to
Mm.
just do it. And I think those words were, from her, were the ones that says, you know what, I am going to do it. And that's what pushed me. And I also feel that we need those positive people around us to who believe in us, because I also know that there's people who say positive things, but they don't believe in you. They say
Yeah.
positive things because it's the right thing to say, but
Yeah.
they don't believe in you. They don't have your back. So I've heard a lot. That's what kept me from not doing it, sooner. But I'm here, so hopefully, it'll kick off the way I want it to.
Nice. And for those of you who just tuned in, this is the owner of Center of Attention Chicago, Maggie Rodriguez. Um, my next question is who were your influences? You stated that, when you were younger, you just love organizing everything. Who were your influences that really molded that passion where, you had this passion to organize, but, there's certain people that we come along, no matter what you do, whether it's broadcasting, organizing, um, catering, whatever it is, there's always those people that just come and like really take your passion to another level. Who were your
Yeah.
influences?
I can't really say that there's one person, but what I can say is that along the line, there's been many people. I can say, I've had people in the medical field who will just give me encouraging words. I don't want to mention any names, right? But there are people who actually take their time and sit down and say, you know, you can do this, speaking good things, into my life, where I can say, you know what, they're right. Because we doubt ourselves every day. There's not a day that goes by that, I don't care what anyone says. We doubt ourselves. And so your parents actually, I can remember many things that were said to me by each of them. You yourself, my coworkers, my friends, my kids. So it's been a variety of people throughout the years that give me those positive comments and that I always keep with me. But as I mentioned before, that fear and doubt always creeps in, and
Yeah,
and and that's what stops many people from doing what they want to do. And so, I'm here just to say, just do it. You're not going to know unless you
nice,
try, right?
nice.
So,
Don't
you
trademark that.
know,
That Nike owns that.
yeah, I know, but I guess, I won't, but it's a true
Yeah,
statement. It's a true
yeah,
statement.
yeah. You're not lying. A lot of people don't realize that little fear that we keep here, and we keep it. Other people don't speak. We just fester on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There really is a fine line between us being where we are and us, attacking our goals and dreams and everything. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's
there's no
very
room
key.
for
Now,
it. Yeah.
yeah. Now, take us through for those of us who aren't familiar with event planning and putting things together. I'm not familiar with it, even though I've gone to tons of events. Take us through a normal day that Maggie Rodriguez would go through to plan an event.
Oh wow. We can be here forever. Because this is my forte, and I can talk about this all day. But just to give you an idea, okay,
Yeah.
let's say someone is wants to have a wedding. So what I
Okay.
do is, I sit down and I talk to them. I try to meet, face to face. I like to talk face to face. I really don't
Okay.
do phone meetings, but I would rather speak to them face to face. Just get to know the couple, see what they want, and then get a feel for what they want their day to be like. Then
Okay.
I would ask about if they have their venue. A lot of people already have their venue. And so if they do, then I move on to the next step, which is finding out if they have a DJ, a photographer, a cake person. Then I go into asking them, what are your ideas about centerpieces? And then throughout the time, if I have a year is perfect, right? But people don't plan, like me, a whole year or 2 years in advance. But you have your people who, 3 months, I'm getting married in 3 months. Well, guess what? I can do it, it
Okay.
can be done. And so it's just a matter of keeping in touch with them, listening, making sure that their day is the way they vision it. That's the most important, to make
Okay.
sure that their day is special. And so what I can be the bad guy. I'm very big on time management. Okay. So I will make sure that I'm the one being the bad guy for that day. I'm calling
Okay.
the vendors, making sure, listen, you need to be here on time or else. No, I'm just kidding. But I've been to so many parties where people sit and the food is not there or the cake is not there, and that's unacceptable because, like I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, people pay a lot of money. This is your job. You need to make sure
Mhm.
that you're there on time. And so that's what I do. I'm kind of the sheriff in town for the day. And, I have my little kit of, if I have to coordinate a wedding or a quinceañera or something for the day, because let's face it, women, we forget stuff, we might need some hairspray, our hair's out of line or whatever. So I have this little emergency kit that I carry with me just to have in case someone needs something. So I always try to think one step ahead and have everything ready. And if I don't, I'll find out. And so I have, also contacts that work with me that I can call. And if I need, anything, they're there and ready.
Awesome. Now, my next question is, what what have you felt has been more somewhat hectic? Planning a wedding or planning an event?
Wedding. Okay, so the thing is, it can go either way, but you know what?
Yeah.
Brides are nervous. They're excited. They're a ball of emotion, you know. Um, I think one of the things that I do well is keep the calm and keep the
Okay.
peace, and that's important when you're working with a bride. You want to make sure that that everything runs smooth for her, because for many women, this is, either if they're getting married for the first time, the second time, or whatever, they have this vision, they have this this perfect day that they don't want anything to go wrong. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that happens, because I know how important it is.
Nice.
And so that's my desire. That's my desire, because when you look back, you want to say, you know what? That day was the best and the perfect day of my life. And not to toot my own horn, right? But to all of the events that I've planned, people always say, man, the day went so smooth. And that's what it's
Awesome.
supposed to
Awesome.
be. That is
Awesome.
exactly what I want.
Awesome. One thing I can tell just by you describing your passion and just your a normal day of you planning, whether it's a wedding or an event, is that you really focus on putting yourself in the client's shoes and
Absolutely.
understanding where they're coming from. That way you can provide, that calmness and everything. How important is it to, no matter what business you have and everything, how important is it to look at things from the client's point of view?
Well, because they're the ones who know. I'm just listening to what you're telling me, and it's my job to make that happen. So it's very important. It's very important. You also come across people who tell you things and you're like, come on, like really? Like, so you kind of have to give them your examples or your ideas to kind of tone it down, because that's another thing. You have to, be kind of, creative in a way to help them. Okay, I'm gonna take this idea and make it happen, but guess what if we can do it this way and make it happen? And so it's
Mm,
easier on the client, and it's, easier for me, but at the end result, it's still what what they hoped for or what they wanted.
Okay. Yeah, I piggybacking off weddings, because I know I've seen your work as far as weddings and everything. It's exceptional. It's phenomenal. Um, Again, like I said, for those of you who are watching, she's done amazing work that's very detailed, professional. It like whoa, like literally when that whoa, it's like all right, you need to start doing the business and everything. Um,
Thank you.
have you ever came across um, bridezillas?
No, no, not yet. But I know it's gonna come one day, right? I can't be that
It
lucky.
yeah, it's inevitable.
It's okay. We all have a little bright Zilla in us. Everyone, men and women. Come on now. I mean,
It
it's inevitable. It's gonna happen, right? But I'm ready. I feel like I'm up for the challenge. Like I said, I've dealt with many different characters and many people at where I work. So I'm ready for it. I mean, it comes with the territory, right? So you just have to
yeah.
know, just listen. A lot of these people just want to be heard. Or you don't. I don't know what's going on in their life, or if they were having a bad day and they're just venting and not, actually taking it out on me. But it's just all about listening. You need to listen, and just speak from the heart, the truth, and everything will be all right.
Now, my next question is, since you are a woman entrepreneur and everything,
Ah,
um, it, it's a lot of people, I know in the last 5, maybe even farther, 10 years or so, there's been an increase in women becoming entrepreneurs and owning their own businesses, and they're making really good money, but also they're having a great impact and everything. Um, how does that make you feel knowing you're stepping into a, I don't want to say genre, but just becoming a woman entrepreneur that's really, you're providing a service and you're providing value, but at the same time, you're providing inspiration to, women that may have like been teeter-tottering on what they should do, and now they're like, man, you know what? I should do it. If Maggie's doing it, I should do it. How does that make you feel?
it makes me feel good, but I also have mixed feelings about it, and I'm gonna explain to you why. You're right. There are a lot of women out there who are becoming entrepreneurs, starting their own business, and I love, love, love to see that. I love to see strong and powerful women just go out there and get it, because it's time. It's time. You hardly see, you know, a lot. I mean, there are, but I'm saying you hardly see like women CEOs or women in power. You hardly see that. And what I've seen personally and what I've heard is the reason why is because women, we don't have each other's back. And
Mm,
that's the problem. If we have each other's back and we promote each other and we don't, wish anything wrong on each other and push each other, there will be so many more women in power out there. And I tell you because there's a lot of hating on women. There's a lot of jealousy, and that's what is stopping the growth of women trying to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
We're all strong. We're women. We're strong. And I came to a point in my life where you always hear, oh, the situations that you go through is what make you stronger. No, women, we were born strong. We're just born strong. So the difference is that we just have to get in tune with that strength, open our mouth, and let it out. If we can do that, and if you have one strong woman backing up another strong woman, and that chain keeps on going and going, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to have this community of strong women helping each other. That's the key. Helping each other to build their business, to move forward. It's not about I'm trying to one up you. It's not about I'm trying to be better than you. It's about helping you so we can move forward and create this world where women are in power. Women are in sort of a control in that business aspect. And my desire is to, if anyone is listening, that is hesitant on trying to start their own business. It can be anything. You might think, oh, you might say to myself, oh, this is stupid, but you know what? It's not. There's two types of people that I like to say, two groups. The one person who says, you know what? I have this skill, I have this talent. You know what? I'm going to try it. They try it and they're like, they didn't succeed, and they say, well, at least I tried. And that's fine. But then you have that other group of people who say, I'm going to do it. I failed, but guess what? I'm going to do it again. I failed, but I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to keep on going. And, and that's what we need to do. That's what I feel is lacking in the community of women trying to start their own business. Just in women in general. I see it, I hear it all the time, like I said, and I hear the murmurs and I hear the whispers, and we all need to stick together. We all need to stick together. We have all this negative impact from, men in the world, saying, oh, women can't do that, women can't do this. That's bull crap. I'm sorry, that's bull, but we can do anything. We can do it. Hello, Wonder Woman is out on theaters. Come on now.
Hey, that movie's provided so much inspiration to a lot of
Well,
women. I didn't realize it
yeah.
till I went on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I'm like, yo, this is like it's gone far beyond the comic book character. Like this is like,
Yeah.
like almost like a role model and everything.
That's the
My
point.
next,
Absolutely.
yes, my next question. You starting Center of Attention Chicago. You're a woman entrepreneur, but now you're starting it in the midst of this massive social media industry. Is it intimidating for you, or is it something, you know what, I I gotta learn it somehow, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
It's the way to go. It's the way to go. Social media is the way to go. It's the way to touch more people than ever. I think it's a wonderful way to promote yourself, to promote others. My hopes is to sometime next year do a business mixer. I want to do like a networking event where it's free to entrepreneurs, men and women,
Okay.
and it's just getting together and, like I said, sharing ideas, sharing, mistakes, because there's people who've been in the business for a while, and then you can give your fellow entrepreneur advice on what to do and what not to do. And so that's my desire, to have like-minded people who are willing to help people who are just starting off. And so my goal is to probably have that coordinated and organized for early spring or summer of next year. So
That's
I
I
think,
like that. I like
yeah,
that.
absolutely. So you'll be invited. It'll be a,
Thank
a, a
you.
private event, absolutely. But
Thank you.
so anyone out there who wants to network, let me know. Send me a message in my inbox. I want to start taking down names and numbers, so when this event happens, I'll have people who I can contact and say, hey, we're gonna do this. Bring your little notebook, your business cards. Jot down your questions, and we can just all network and help each other out, because that's absolutely what it's about.
Awesome. Awesome. You kind of left me
Yeah.
speechless. Like this is one of the few interviews where I'm like listening to everything you're saying. I'm like, man, this is like everyone I've interviewed has passion about whatever they're in, but you have this exuberance. I think it's because you've
Thank you.
waited so many years
I have.
that now it's just,
I'm busting
you're
out.
just,
Yeah, you're right.
but no, it's, you know what? That's good. That's one thing that I do tell my clients in regards to social media and just business 101. Do something that you're passionate about. If you're doing something that you're not passionate about, it's going to show. And people are going to get that
Yeah,
vibe. It's going to come out in your face, your conversation, like, bro, like you need a vacation. It's like, no, you don't need a vacation. You
absolutely.
need a new thing and everything. But no, I want to commend you on that because that's something that is vital for an entrepreneur, that's vital for women, that's vital for business, that's vital for humanity. Just being that adding value and giving value to people and everything. Like you said earlier,
Yes.
we don't know what people are going through, and just expressing that passion. Like right now, there's there's 11 viewers right now, and there's people that probably tuned in. It's just like, man, you know what? Man, what was that idea I got? Let me start working on it.
Yes.
And
And
that and
that's the
that's the
whole
yeah
point. And that's the whole
yeah
point. It's like, no idea is too little. No
hmm
idea is too little. You're not gonna know if you have a great idea if you don't start. And it's okay to ask questions, and it's okay to just take that step. And we mentioned earlier that it's about fear and doubt, but if you just connect with people who have your back and who are willing to help you, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. And I just wanna also say that, you know a lot of times women, we have issues. You know what I'm saying? We all have, things that stop us from doing so many things to better ourselves. And a lot of that comes from, negativity. And I just want to let all the women know, I see that there's there's women
there's a
tuning in. And
ton of
hi
compliments.
everyone. Oh my God.
There's tons
Thank
of
you guys. I
compliments.
love you guys so much. um that it's all about sticking together. It's all about motivating each other. And I know so many people who are going through the worst things that you can imagine. And 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 there's nothing better than to be that listening ear for one another, and just listen. Sometimes you just gotta shut and listen.
Now, my next question, and this is for those who are watching that are entrepreneurs that may be teeter-tottering on doing an idea that they have and like going forth with it and everything. Maggie, how has uh, what's been the result response of uh, in your personal life, um, friends, family, children, uh, as you pursued this passion? Like the moment that come to Jesus moment where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Like, how has your life, changed? Like, what's been the reaction and the response and everything?
Well, I mentioned earlier that my daughter was actually the one who says, you need to just do this. It's time. And that for me was like my Jesus aha moment, right? Even though I knew inside that I can do this, but I don't know what it was, when she told me. I think it was because of how well her wedding came out, how many people, enjoyed it. And I think it was all the positive feedback that I got from everyone. Even that day, people were saying, you need to do this. You need to start your business. Like, what are you waiting for? And I think that was the kicking point for me, as well as, I'm surrounded by a handful, of friends who remind me, the value that I have, not only in their life, but in growing my business. And I keep that in my mind, and that's what helps me continue to push forward when I feel, that fear kicking in, or that doubt, or when someone tells me, oh well, there's this potential client that has a wedding for 400 people, and I say, 400 people, like, can I really
Ooh,
handle that amount of people? So it's just those little things. And I snap myself out and say, you know what, you can do this. You waited so long to do it. Absolutely, you can do it. And I can, and I can, and I will,
yes,
and
you
I
will.
will.
Yes, you will. I can vouch for you. I think man, when was because there was a few years that we didn't see each other or anything. I think the last when we reconnected was at Abram and Gale. I think that was 2 years ago.
Yes, yes.
2 years
Yes,
ago.
you're right. Hmm.
One thing, and I can vouch, and for those of you who are watching who know Maggie, those of you who don't, what I can vouch, because I remember when I seen you're like, oh my God, and you were telling me you're gonna get married, and everything's going on. What I can from that moment, because I know you were planning on things and stuff like that. From that moment, like I've seen such a productivity, success, and a life, not only with you, but seeing the things transgress in your children's life. Shout out to Kayla,
Yes,
Nico,
yes,
Lewis, and Jordan. But just seeing the
yes,
success and the productivity, and seeing them develop success in their own lives and everything. I've seen that the trickle down effect. Like by you
yes.
doing that, you know, it's trickled down to where there's just it's like, man, I remember these kids, I remember your children when they were what,
Little,
nine,
little
10 years
babies.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9, 10 years old, and to see that progression, success, productivity. I want to commend you for that because it's something that a lot of people don't realize that your success and your pursuit of your passion and adding value, it's a trickle down effect on those who you love and everything. So I want to commend you on that because that's the response that I've seen from you pursuing this and just going forth with it that has just trickled down to where they're accomplishing so many things.
Yes, thank you. And that's important to me because, for a while, I was a single mom, and my fear was that my kids will fall into that statistic of single moms, like drugs and gangs and not finishing high school. And I thank God that they did all that, and they're fine. I mean, they're not, school is not for everyone. So they didn't pursue a career in college, but guess what? They're okay. They're working, they're healthy. They're not out there doing, bad things. And I feel like, yeah, of course it is a reflection of me. And so it was important to me to make sure that my kids were okay. And I thank God that they are. And so with that same passion and sincerity that I have for my children is the same passion and sincerity and hopes that I have for people who I want to be a positive influence in their life and help them in whatever it is that they can. Because people who know me, when you need me, I'll be there. I a lot of times put my feelings and myself, to the side, always, because I feel the need that I need to be there for you. If you're calling me, if you're texting me, if you're emailing me, you know, I take that as an honor because you're reaching out to me. And so I need to take that time to give to you. And so, that's the way I am with my clients. It's the way I am with my friends, with strangers, with my patients. I mean, that's just who I am. And I think that more people need to be open to that. They need to be able to be willing to help someone, because guess what? I might have that last piece of the puzzle that you need to move your business to the next level.
Mm,
But if you're
true.
if you're trying to be away from me, or trying to um or just like I mentioned earlier, it's just that small, bit of jealousy, or that small bit of hate, or whatever it is. No, you got to kick that off to the side, because sometimes people are stuck, and the least person that you would expect that can give you that push is the one you're
Hmm.
trying to push away. And 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 so it goes back to just trying to help each other out. Just, whatever it is that we're going through, you got to let that go. You got to let that go and
Yeah.
just network and talk to people. The more you talk to people, the more you get to know them, and you might not know if that's the one piece that you need to move forward. And that's what it is.
Exactly. So again, for those of you who are just tuning in, this is the owner of Center of Attention Chicago, Maggie Rodriguez. Um, man, we can talk for hours and hours
I
and
know.
hours. My last few questions, what influence do you want to have in the event planning industry?
I want to let people know that I want to be different. I want to bring, something special to everyone's event. It's all about the detail. It can be something so small to something, big, whatever they want. I feel that talking and listening to the clients and being respectful and honoring whatever detail that it is that they want to showcase in the event. It's what I focus on. You want to go back and see these pictures and relive the moment, and that's what I want to do. I want with my events for people to look back at their photos or their video and feel as if it was happening all over again. And so I think it's important to just put myself out there, for people to give me the opportunity to do it. I'm good at what I do, and I enjoy doing it. And I think that's what sets people out from the rest. The fact that you enjoy and you love and you have the passion for what you do is what makes you better than the next person. We see it all the time. A lot of people hate working and doing what they do. Well, why are you doing what you do if you hate it? You should be, going for what it is that you desire to do, what you love to do, what you're passionate about. That's what's going to make you happy, and that's what's going to make you good at what you do. When you're 100% whole heart is in it. And so that's what, I desire to bring to my event planning business.
Awesome, awesome. Where can people contact you for your services and on social media?
Well, you can contact me at my Center of Attention Facebook page, Center of Attention Facebook page. My Instagram account is Center of Attention Chicago. So on the Instagram is where I have some of the centerpieces that I created, and so I'll be posting more soon. I am working on a few items for an upcoming wedding and a milestone birthday. My house is a mess. My husband, I'm driving him crazy with with all these boxes
Shout out
and
to your husband. Man, he's a really cool dude, and
so yeah,
I
thank
see
you.
the change in you. I see
Yes,
just this glow and just this productivity.
yeah.
Shout out to your
He,
husband.
he's an awesome man, and I think that has a lot to do with my moving forward on this too, is his support and knowing that he knows that I can do whatever I want to put my mind to, and that's important. He's never once said to me, no, you can't do it. If anything, he pushes me every day, despite the boxes everywhere, because I'm always having packages delivered at least once every other day. But yeah, you're right. Thank you so much. So anyone who needs help, I mean, consultation is free. I'm open to sit with you and throw out some ideas. If you don't know where to start, I can help you with that. If you don't know, who to call, or whatever it is you need, and if I don't know the answer, I will I will find the answer. I mean, that's what I like to do. Whatever it is that you're trying to create on your special day, I'm here to do that for you. So again, I have a Facebook page, Center of Attention. You can contact me through there. My Instagram account is Center of Attention Chicago. Magdalena Rodriguez, that's my personal Facebook page. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. So I mean, yeah, just contact me, and it's never too late. A party's never too small, never too big. So let's chat.
Awesome, awesome. Before we wrap this up, again, I want to commend you, salute,
Hey,
congratulate.
my father-in-law's
Um,
watching. Hi, Bimbo.
awesome, awesome.
Sorry.
Because for those of you who don't know, I've known Maggie since, let's see, 20, and I'm 35 now. Yeah, I gave away my age, so
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I ain't giving away
yeah,
mine,
you're not.
so
No. But to see the from knowing you then and seeing the progression, the growth, um, withstanding adversity, trials, tribulations, seeing the growth, the productivity in your kids, um, seeing the life and the love with you and your husband and everything. I want to commend you on that and just going forth and going after your goals, your dreams, your passions, your pursuits, um, and just being the standard bearer and the trailblazer as far as a woman and being an entrepreneur and really not letting anyone dictate to you what you should do, but you're, confident, secure, and in your faith and just doing what you need to do. So I want to commend you on that.
Thank you. Thank you. And I understand that I'm the first woman on your show.
Yes, you are the first on the Facebook Live. I had a few women as guests when I had it on the old internet radio station I was on. So you are the first. So you are
Yes.
you are literally setting trailblazing and everything. So
Girl power,
that's
girl
awesome.
boss. All right.
That's
I love
awesome.
it. I love
So
it.
before we wrap this up, I gotta ask you because you're on random and everything. What's the most random, spontaneous thing you have experienced at an event that you planned?
Oh my God. I don't know if I can say this.
Um,
Um, well, I can tell you this. When
okay.
people have a little bit too much to drink, they kind of forget where they're at. How about that? Eh. That's all I want to say.
they're very liberated and truthful.
Yes, yes, they're very liberal, yes.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Maggie, for taking time and doing this interview. Anytime, any place you want to come back on the show and promote whatever you're doing, let me know. Again, those of you who are watching, this is the owner of Center of Attention Chicago, Maggie Rodriguez. She is an awesome woman. She will help you in whatever event. She's very organized, detailed, professional. I can vouch for that. Again, thank you,
Thank
Maggie,
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
no problem. So for those of you who just tuned in that, oh man, I missed anything, this interview will be on my YouTube channel within, I want to say, 40 minutes or so. Um, I will send a link to Maggie and everything so you guys can rewatch it and everything. Thank you guys who were tuning in and everything. It's Saturday. Go have fun. Stay warm for those of you who are in Chicago because I mean,
Yes.
it's penguin code. Just leave it at that. It's
Yes.
penguin code. Um, so thank you again, Maggie. Thank you again to everyone else. That's it. That's random. That's
Thank
over. It's been a good
you. Thank you,
time.
guys. Thank you.
It's been a good
Yes,
time.
it has been. Thank
I can't
you.
believe it's been, look at that. An hour went by like that.
Woo! Didn't even feel like it
I
at
know.
all.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
You
Thank you,
guys have a good
Dedrian.
one.
Have a good day, everyone. Mwah. I
I'll
love
see you guys
everyone
when
for
I see you
believing in
guys.
me.
Exactly.
Bye.
So for those of you, again, anytime, any place, any day, I will have an interview and I will be random. Peace out, guys.